What's up guys, I'm here with another video. Welcome to episode 24 of Building a City. Today we're building a modern Starbucks. So, yeah. Sorry about that guys. Alright. Everything is ready, so let's build a modern Starbucks.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Starbucks, but not just a regular Starbucks, a modern Starbucks. And I don't mind telling you that I really like this video a latte. And speaking of liking the video, if you do enjoy this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really helps me and the channel out very, very much, and I can continue helping you with all of your city building needs. This is the amount of space required to make the build, a 24 by 16 block area, as represented by the white concrete brick on the ground, which you are more than welcome to make if you are planning out a city. Here are all of the material. So you will need to make your modern Starbucks. Please to make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. And now that we have all of our stuff, we can get started. Come all the way over to the front left hand corner of the grid. If you've made it, count to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then inwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to begin by placing 6 oak planks on top of each other.
What did he say?
Putting 6 oak planks on top of each other.
Okay, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Extend to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then place a black concrete on the end. Extend the black concrete towards you by 2. 1, 2. And then extend upwards by 2 as well. 1, 2. Extend to the right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then extend down by 2. 1, 2. And then inwards by 2 again. 1, 2. We then want to go right of this second block and place 9 oak planks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This 9th block can be extended down to the ground. But also, we want to extend that 9th block backwards by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To which that can be extended down, and then extended across the back of the build, and then all the way back to the front, and you can join the opposite corner that we've just made down to the ground as well. So hopefully you can kind of see what we have done here. So now that we've done that, we're going to take the black concrete area that we've made and we're going to extend the sides of it down to the ground. So this is going to be the left and right side. We'll extend it down to the ground equally like so. There's not really any details on the left and right side of the entrance of Starbucks, which is what we're making now with the black concrete, but there is at the front. So, when it comes to the front, there is an entrance directly here on the right side. I'm actually going to delete this block here, and I'm just going to place an oak plank. Although, that's not what the interior material is going to be, I just want to mark that out. Left of this, we're going to have 3 black concrete stemming from the ground. 1, 2, 3, just like this. And actually, let's make that 4, and then we can connect it left and right. The significance of this is that we can now place a black glass above where the doorway entrance is. We can join the black concrete together in the ground on the left side here, and then you get to make the very difficult decision on whether you want to use glass pane or glass block for the windows. Originally, I used glass block, so I'm going to be trying pane this time around. When it also comes to the entrance, I want to place polished black stone slabs directly above the entrance like this. And I want to extend it 1 row towards us. And I want to take the right side and I want to extend it backwards to where it would connect to the oak planks that we have here. You can even extend the immediate row of oak planks directly down to the ground that connects to the entrance area of Starbucks. The entrance area here, we can fill the upper part in using black concrete like so. And we can even take the outer corner of the entrance area and we can join it down to the ground using polished black stone wall, like this. So that's looking pretty good at the moment. Now I feel as though it's time for us to add a little bit more detail. So, windows. There's a few of them. On the left side here, we'll start with this. We want to add a row of overplanks directly onto the inside of the entrance area. The windows, for the most part, are only going to be 2 rows high and they're going to be 3 rows wide. I'm going to delete the blocks in the ground and replace them using black concrete, and then you get to choose what glass you would like to use, pane or block. I'd recommend black glass though, because it goes with the whole motif of the place. Above this, I'm simply going to fill in the area above using oak planks. When it comes to the overhangs above the windows, I don't quite know what to call them otherwise, we want to place 2 rows of black stone slabs extending out, and I'm using end rods, and I'm going to place 2 end rods on one on the left side and 1 on the right side like this, just on the inward part, and it just looks like it's propping the shutter open. So I suppose you might call it a shutter. It doesn't matter. The point is that it's kind of like a window covering, whatever it is exactly. On the right side, we want to have an additional 2 windows. You can split the area directly up the middle, and that kind of gives you an idea of what we're doing next. We're going to delete the 2 rows in the ground, the 2 rows of 3 on the left and right, and then we're going to add 2 rows of glass. Above the 2 rows of glass, we'll add those same shutters that we had on the left side. We'll fill the area above in using open blanks, and once we've added the shutters, that will be pretty much all we have to do on this right side. For now at least, there is actually more detail to add on this right side. Make sure not to connect these slabs together, as that's not the look we're going for. We want it all to be separated just like this. That's looking pretty good. Whilst we have the black stone wall out, I'd recommend taking the front right hand corner of Starbucks and placing black stone wall extending outwards, equal in length or equal so that it will join over to the row of black stone wall that we placed earlier. You can then, and this is what I would recommend, actually we're not going to delete any, underneath the wall I'm going to delete these blocks and place black concrete. But extending left, I'm simply going to place a row of glass like this so it connects together. This makes kind of like an outside patio area, and it's quite nice later on. Concrete, but extending left, I'm simply going to place a row of glass like this so it connects together. This makes kind of like an outside patio area, and it's quite nice later on. So now that we have done that, I'm going to come to the right side of the build and I'm going to add a couple more windows. Honestly, the windows on the remaining windows that we're going to be adding are far less complicated. So once again, on the right side, I'm going to split the middle of the build and I'm going to delete the white concrete that we have in the ground and replace it with black. Then I'm going to place 2 rows of black glass pane like this, and then I'm going to place rows of oak wood planks directly above the windows, extending up to the very top like this. Perfect. And then on the back of the build, I'm going to have the same fit. I'm going to have another set of windows like this. So here, and I want to just copy it. We're not going to have windows that stretch across the entire back of the build, but we do want to have the same windows that we have on the front, minus the fancy detail. I don't see the point in having the shutters unless you want to extend a seating area to the back here, which of course is very appropriate if you do want to do that. That's to you. When it comes to the rest of the back is simply going to be oak wood planks, so there's not too much more to say about that. That's all we have to do, just like this. And then here on the left side, this is where it is a little bit different as well. So we can split the middle again, and then on the right side, so the closest to the front, we're going to have the same window, so once again just 2 rows of glass, and then above it we're just, again, we're not going to add shutters. You can if you want, but that's completely up to you. I might test it out a little bit later, see if it looks goofy, but I actually like the fact the front is different than the sides, but again, it's kind of all personal preference, all this stuff. I'm going to add a row of oak planks here, connecting the front and the back together, and then I'm going to have glass on the left and right, just 2 rows of 2 glass, and then oak planks directly above, just like this. And then that is that. This is going to be a little drive-through area, and just to kind of give you an idea, I'm going to have a row of oak planks that extends from the front to the back. We're going to have an upside down oak wood stair on the front and the back of this row, just like this. And then I'm going to join it together using a row of oak slabs, and it's just kind of like a cool... like it. It's a modern solution for a wall. I'm going to have a row of 3 dug out in between the front and the back of the building, and ultimately this is going to be a little row. There's not like a speaker box or anything like that because it's just coffee, but basically it's just a little mini drive-through. You don't even have to add this if you don't want to, that's completely up to you. So now that we have done that, I want to add oak wood slabs all the way around the top of the build. So these oak wood slabs are going to sit directly on top of the going to extend these slabs forwards one row on the front of the build, and also on the back of the build as well, so extending forwards and backwards on the front and the back, just like this. That's perfect. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to extend the top of the entrance area. So the entrance area is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows thick. I don't know whether to, I don't know quite how far to extend it, okay? So the thing is, with it being 6 rows, we can extend it back an additional 3. But will that look a bit too thick? So just to give you 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, just like this, right? So, is that too much? We can extend it back an additional 3. But will that look a bit too thick? So, just to give you 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, just like this, right? So, is that too much? I don't know. Is it such a minor little detail that it doesn't even matter that which way we go? Like, is it even important? I don't know, but I'm going to fill the top of it in with glass just in case I want to have a skylight inside the building. That's very, very possible. So now that we have done that, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose that it's time for us to add some finer details to the build. So what are we going to be needing? It'd be good if we could actually do some flooring. So smooth stone, grey concrete. After that, we're going to want to add seats, quartz stairs, scaffolding. So it would be good if we could actually do some flooring. So smooth stone, grey concrete. After that, we're going to want to add seats, quartz stairs, scaffolding, spruce pressure plates, add a little bit more detail, brown terracotta, flower pot, oak sapling, lantern. We don't have a door. Why don't we have doors on us? It's okay. There's another thing that I kind of want to grab as well later on that we don't quite have as well. Step 1, I'm going to fill in this road area. So these 3 rows earlier that I knocked down, destroyed, told you it's going to be a road, it's now a road, perfect. So that would obviously connect behind to an additional road, or a car park, or it would loop around the edge of the store. It would connect somewhere in your city. The rest of the area in front of Starbucks is going to be dug out, and I'm going to replace it with smooth stone. Great contrast material for everything that we've got going on. In addition to that, it's mostly it's the pavement material that I have for my city. So with it being my pavement material, it just helps the build to blend in a little bit. I'm sorry that I keep stuttering a little bit. It's just because I'm trying my best to place these blocks and maneuver between everything that I've already placed, but we've just solved that problem. So reason that I'm using smooth stone is just because it's mostly what I've used for my pavement material in my city, so it just helps to blend and integrate the Starbucks into the city. So if we were...
Since I'm already here, guys, I'm just making a little bit of my... I'm building a road. Chuck out this smooth stone. I'm going to quickly grab oak leaves so I can make a little bit of a border in between my Starbucks. So it looks a little bit nice. And then I have to put lines in the road. No, not night concrete. I'm gonna chuck out the leaves, and then
building something in such a large row, and we had stuff stacked next to each other, and actually built into like little squares and little retail parks and all sorts of other possibilities that we could have with our Starbucks. Then it would help it blend in, even if it was just on a city high street, something like that. The entrance, I'm going to have lanterns left and right hanging up where the entrance door will be, and I'm going to have a brown glazed terracotta on the left side of the entrance flower pot with a sapling inside of it. Side note, so we never have to grab this again, I also want to have a similar decoration inside here. So this is just going to be on the left, it's going to be glazed terracotta flower pot, oak sapling just like this, and might even have a lantern hanging above it later, but we can't have that now. So I think it makes it just look, it just kind of looks fancy, and I like the brown and the cyan, the colours of the block. I don't quite often use brown glazed terracotta. Let's add some seating. So seating, you can kind of add this wherever you want. So like in front of this window, I'm going to have a little double table, so that's basically scaffolding with spruce pressure plates on top with seats either side. It lines up with the window perfectly, and as a matter of fact, it's like directly in front of the window, if that makes sense. All the way over here we can have seating laid out in a different manner, so if we leave a gap of one between the wall, because I think, yeah, the wall will grip onto the chair if we place it. Scaffolding opposite side, court stairs the opposite side of that. I'm going to have a little table. I'm just going to have, I want to be able to maneuver around these, so if you can see how I've placed this right, so I just want a little single table. You could add another seat if you wanted to, but I like a single table, and then we can actually like maneuver around these and it makes sense. I'm going to place some spruce pressure plates on top of the tables, but equally so you could add lanterns or flower pots.
Hello Dum Dum, welcome to live stream.
Decoration for the table. I'm going to place some spruce pressure plates on top of the tables, but equally so you could add lanterns or flower pots or anything that you might think is a good decoration for the table. So now that we have done that, ladies and gentlemen, there is two materials that I said that I wanted to add, right? So, but actually it doesn't make sense to work on that until we've done the last thing that we need to do outside minus the door. We have to do the Starbucks side. I'm going to admit to you, not my favourite. You guys know how I feel about banners, so... We've done the last thing that we need to do outside minus the door. We have to do the Starbucks side. I'm going to admit to you, not my favourite. You guys know how I feel about banners, so unfortunately I'm going to be going through this rather quickly, but Minecraft letters are very intuitive, so I'm sorry if this...
Chuck these in my inventory, get rid of those.
fast, but this is how we're going to do it. So I'm going to crack open this loom. I'm going to place a
Westfield Direct. The things you love can now find you. Westfield, wherever you are. Click and collect, or get it delivered.
Fresh banner in there, load it up with the white dye. I don't think that we ever need green dye, although I might be wrong about that. I hope that I'm not. And let's start the first letter. So the first letter is S. Horizontal row of white dye across the top. Grab it, put it back in. Horizontal row of white across the bottom. Grab it, put it back in. Diagonal row, top left corner to bottom right corner. Boom, we have our S. That's actually multifunctional. We get to use that twice. Lucky us. Let's place a brand new banner in here, and we'll have a horizontal row of white across the top, vertical row of white straight down the middle. That's our T. Perfect. We have to make an A, so that's a brand new banner. You know what? It actually could go. Banners up here. We have to make an A, so horizontal row of white across the top, vertical row of white on the right side and the left side, and also straight through the middle as well. And there we have our A. Grab a brand new banner, and we have to make an R. So horizontal row of white across the top, vertical row of white on the left side, diagonal row of white top left corner to bottom right corner. There we have our R. One of the easier letters in the game to make, B. Horizontal row of white across the top, horizontal row of white across the bottom, horizontal row of white straight through the middle, vertical row of white on the right side, and then we have a backwards E, so we then have to add the vertical row of white on the left side as well. B. Now we just have to make a U, so vertical row of white on the left, thank you very much, vertical row on the right, and a horizontal row along the bottom, U. Two more letters. First, we've got to make C, so that's a horizontal row of white on the bottom, horizontal row of white across the top, vertical row of the left side, C. One more, so we've got to make K. And for some reason, I don't know why, the green banners don't want to get played. There we go, perfect. So K, very, very easy. K, let's do this. Vertical row of white of the left side, and then you want both diagonal rows. So diagonal top left.
Starbuck.
Right, diagonal bottom left to top right. Boom, there you've got K. And there we have Astorbook. I don't know how the A ended up there. Astor. So basically, the Starbucks sign is going to start from here, just underneath the roof on the right side. It's going to go from left to right. S T A R B U C K S. Easy peasy. Starbucks. If you want, you can even... There is actually a Starbucks banner, which I might provide a link to in the comment section if I remember. If not, easy Google search, Minecraft Starbucks banner. There is actually a Starbucks logo banner that you can make, although the issue with that is that it wouldn't be quite centered anywhere on the building. So like, for instance, like, banners are only one row thick, right? There's nowhere to put it in the middle, but again, it's up to you. You could place it. I'm sure you can find somewhere to place it, maybe here or something, you know, if you wanted to. So, last two things that we've got to do before we start moving on to some serious interior renovation. We have to grab a door. I can't believe I didn't have it already. Dark oak door. I hope that I remember to grab one. If not, you only need one of them. I hope I remember to put in the item list. If not, you only need one of them, is what I meant to say. And terracotta, very important. We need cyan terracotta. This is going to be for the floor. I'm almost certain that I'll remember to put in the item list. So I'm going to replace where the door would go with the cyan terracotta. Chuck a dark oak door on there. That's perfect. And then all that is left. And I'm noticing we've got to do the ceiling too. There is no ceiling here. So I'm going to replace all of the floor using cyan terracotta, not a usual interior material for me. Fun fact, before concretes were a thing, this is what I actually used for a road material, so it's actually a little bit weird for me to be using it inside. So it actually goes entire design of this is modern indeed. I mean, the shape of the building, the interior is quite modern as well. It's nice and open and airy, very clean feeling. And I'm realising I don't quite know where to put the ceiling, but I'm going to find out very briefly once I've added this floor, because we're going to be placing it in the wrong place. It shouldn't be that hard to work out though. So once we have added the floor, perfect. Where will the ceiling go? Well, it depends how much space we want to have inside of our starboard. So I think that a nice respectable 3 rows of working space is enough, right? So if we have 3 rows of working space, and I'm going to make the ceiling black concrete. The only thing is, if we want to make a feature out of the skylight that we have above the entrance to let...
Hello, V% on the nonsense. Welcome to live stream.
Light it. The only downside, I would say, to making the inside of the restaurant, I suppose it is a restaurant, right? I mean, it's kind of, they serve food. I mean, what's the criteria for?
I will give you my account. Wait, why? Why are you gonna give me your account?
Like food and drink, regardless, coffee shop.
Username, my first Magma account.
The thing is, like...
Why will you give me your account? Password One Piece. Why are you giving me your account? I mean, that's the question. Because you will play Roblox. Why are you saying to make a Roblox video? No one plays Roblox that much, and I'm not really a fan of Roblox anymore. I mean, come on, not much games are viral on there right now, and but not a video. I'm not really a fan of Roblox anymore. I don't really play Roblox.
I do quite like having this nice open space, and the downside of having it dark inside of our store is that obviously we've got to add a lot of external light. We do have some light coming in through the windows, but we have to add quite a lot of lanterns otherwise it does feel quite dark in here. But I think with the skylight and with the windows and with all the lanterns that we can add, I'm actually quite happy leaving it up there. Another thing that I want to do is I need to seal up the ceiling, or seal up the roof, I should say. So I'm thinking with the roof, honestly, I might add another row of cyan terracotta. I didn't plan for this, but it's actually one of those things where it's inconsequential. The only person it really should matter to is you. Like, what colour do you want to? Fill the roof in with, and how? I'm thinking cyan terracotta, just like this, just to have like integrated material into the build quite nicely. I think that looks really cool. That's all the way up to the top, and then we maintain that skyline here, which I like. Let's add all of the black concrete inside the build before we swap over our materials. So this is a drive-through window. It doesn't have to be. You can actually seal this up if you want, or turn it into a window if you don't like it. But I'm going to have a row of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black concrete extending across from this corner. Gap 1, 1, 2 black concrete, join it back to the window. Perfect. Along this back wall here, I'm going to leave a gap of 1 between this black concrete here, and I'm going to place a row of 1, 2, 3 black concrete. I'm going to leave another gap of 1, and then I'm going to place a vertical row of oak wood planks from the floor to the ceiling. In addition to that, I'm going to do the same thing in between these windows, and the same thing over here on the front as well. I'm going to join these oak planks from the floor to the ceiling, just like this. Not the same thing over here. I want to have a little bit of glass. I want to have like a little walk around area here. So I'm going to have a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 black concrete built into the floor. And then I'm going to grab some black stained glass paint, place it on top of the black concrete like this, and then we can walk around this, and this is just going to be where you would order your coffee, grab some food, stuff like that. Now, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, we are pretty much at the point where I don't think that we can add too much else. Actually, there is one thing that we can use: our scaffolding and our spruce pressure plates and our lantern. So, there's going to be a few tables. There's one table in between this window here, in the middle of this window here, and there's going to be a table here and here. So, in the middle of these windows, and then in the end corner of Starbucks. And then I'm going to have lanterns hanging from above, hanging from the ceiling, above the scaffolding, and then spruce pressure plates. I think I called that spruce pressure plates, that's hard to say for some reason, on top of the scaffolding. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I think that that's about as far as we can go with these materials. So I'm going to get rid of all of these, and I'm going to grab a whole new bunch. Okay, so I've grabbed everything that we're going to be needing, and here it is. So to start off with, I'm going to grab glass paint. Stems, item frames, bread, cake, pumpkin pie, cookies, sugar, cocoa beans.
So, bread, cake, pumpkin pie, cookies, lucky cookie, and some sugar.
And first of all, I'm going to place glass paint all the way around the edge of this counter. I'm going to place upside down spoon court stairs behind it, and then on this counter a mix of cake and item frames containing all sorts of goodies that you might possibly want. As easy as that. A mix of cake and item frames containing all sorts of goodies that you might possibly want. As easy as that. So, where else do we want item frames? We want item frames above this row of 3 black concrete here, and also just to the right of it, extending towards the alcove. Inside here, I'm just going to place a load of cocoa beans to represent coffee. On this counter, I'm also going to add an item frame with sugar inside of it. So, I think I can dump these materials for now, and we can grab brewing stands, flower pots, levers,
brewing stands, levers, whatever I like to say. Brewing flower pots, targets. Boom, boom, boom.
White hook, white carpet, green carpet. spruce wood stairs, spruce wood slabs, and cauldron. So I'm going to place a cauldron. To the right, that is going to be a bin, and on the counter behind the counter, I'm going to place a couple of broom stands, flower pots. Above the flower pots, I'm going to place tripwire hooks, and above the broom stands, ladders. It just looks like a coffee area. It just looks like an area where you can brew drinks and dispense them. So I want to have a little bit of a rug situation. This is going to be one row away from the row of 3 black concrete. And by the way, these black concretes are can place some more flower pots to represent cups. And I'm going to have kind of like a mishmash of green and white carpet, just like this. So basically, this is going to cover the area between the counter and between this little walkway where you would have to wait. And I think that this is quite a nice, clean, open and charming area. So now that we've done that, we can move on to the other side of the coffee shop, to which we want to have a rather long table. The rather long table, as it is known, RLT, is going to start here in between this pair of oak planks, and it's literally in the it's the middle of the store. You can see that hopefully. And we're going to extend a row of spruce wood slabs. It's going to be a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. And then on the end of this, we want to have another. Yeah, perfect. We want to have another upside down stair. I'm going to take the middle of the shop here, and I'm going to have like a spruce wood slab, gap, spruce wood slab, spruce wood slab, just like this. It's just like a little way to break up the store, and it just looks like a modern wall decoration of some sort. So now that we've done that, I'm going to grab, and we don't need to do too much more beyond this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Polish block standard stairs, painting, end rod, and honestly, you're going to want a solid block. A cauldron will actually do, but anything. Solid and planks, whatever. Okay. You can also, if you want, grab some flower pots as well. But basically, I want to add some seats onto the table that we have in the middle here. I want to add. You can also, if you want, grab some flower pots as well. But basically, I want to add some seats. The table that we have in the middle here. I want to add a couple of flower pots just as drink beets onto the table that we have in the middle here. I want to add a couple of flower pots just as drinks, and then I'm going to have end rods. So the end rods are going to be placed in such a way that, leaving a gap on the ends here, we have end rods. So it has so worked out that the flower pots are actually like that. The flower pots were directly underneath the end rods. That means it looks like some sort of weird dispensing system. It's not. That was just a random coincidence, I guess. So now that we've done that, all we're going to do. We also have to place the chairs at all the tables. So it doesn't matter how you do this exactly, except for the fact that we also have to place the chairs at all the tables. So it doesn't matter how you do this. Exactly, except for the fact that, not every single table even needs multiple chairs either, by the way, and they don't have to be placed right next to the table either. So what I mean by that, of course, is like here you can see that this has been pushed down, this one's close together, this one's close together, but you could even leave this one off if you want. Just a single table, you could even have a flower pot here. It's up to you, a flower pot, a plant pot kind of like this one, if you wanted to. I did say earlier that we could even place a lantern with this plant pot, which What I mean by that, of course, is like here you can see that this has been pushed out, this one's close together, this one's close together, but you could even leave this one off if you want. It could just be a single table. You could even have a flower pot here. It's up to you. A flower pot, a plant pot, kind of like this one, if you wanted to. I did say earlier that we could even place a lantern above this plant pot, which I guess we can't because there's nothing to place it onto. My bad. That was in the original design in which I didn't have the skyline, but I actually prefer the skyline. So what can we do from here, you might be wondering to yourself. Paintings. I want to add a load of paintings. Only need 4 of them in total. They're basically going to be placed, and we only want 1 by 1 paint. Next to the alcove areas, just like this. Don't want any repeats. Don't want any repeats. I'm going to say that one more time. I don't want any repeats. There we go, perfect. And then we should have a nice finished coffee shop, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very, very happy with this. It feels nice and modern. It just feels like everything has its place in here. I really like it. So this is what your Starbucks should look like once it's been 100% fully completed, ladies and gentlemen.
We have finished a modern Starbucks. I actually built this on building stuff, and I actually drafted it because I was stressed out, but I wasn't stressed out in this video. Hashtag happy to me. And I really like this build. It has a very good combination of black and oak. I really just do like this build. It really looks amazing, and I'm kind of thirsty. Come to Starbucks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me building a modern Starbucks. It's raining. If you did, guys, enjoy this video, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day, guys. Peace out.